go to Browns-Ravens.
Yep.
All right, Baker Mayfield.
Let me text my dad and tell him we got 5 minutes before we call him, okay? So he doesn't have a hissy fit and like, oh, I got nothing to do here all day. I'm just sitting here.
Call us both dummies again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Browns-Ravens, AFC North.
Yep.
Baker's numbers were a whole lot better than they have been. Best thing he did?
Best thing he did was he stopped his craziness in the pocket.
But he's still
jumpy. Yes.
I
Still
wrote down
jumpy.
frenetic.
Yes.
It's a different kind of style.
Yes, it is.
Where he's jumping around.
Right.
He rarely goes from one step to 5 or 3 and just boom, hits it. He's moving kind of the way Brett Favre used to.
No doubt. No doubt. So, hey, this is the difference to me. This will be my only stand-up today, John McDonald. He is frenetic, right? He's always
moving front,
doing
back,
this.
side. Yeah.
But the problem I had with the frenetic, I have no problem with that. But the problem I had the first 3 weeks was this. It was, and then run. This week, at least he did this a few times. He went, and he wanted to run. He was like, man, Freddie told me to stop doing that shit. And he went back and got in there. And then it was still frenetic, but at least he stayed with the play to give it a chance. That was what jumped out to me maybe more than anything about his game as compared to what we saw the first few weeks. It wasn't like always pretty like you're saying,
right.
But he stayed in there.
Yeah.
Instead of abandoning ship where I want to go, nothing's good going to happen running backwards into your right.
Yeah.
We got to stop doing that.
My thought was he stayed true to himself.
Right.
He's not trying to become like, I hit my fifth step, I get it out no matter what.
Yes.
But the things that got him in trouble, which you just pointed out,
right.
He cut those out without being a completely different version of himself in the pocket.
And you're right. Like, we want him to stay with himself. He's good himself. He doesn't need to reinvent the wheel. These are just little things that is still a young football player we're talking about that has yet to start a full NFL season.
Right.
And he just had some bad habits in the first few weeks, and that was a long way to kind of at least breaking some of those habits in the game.
I wrote down here a couple times, he's never tentative and he's never careful. I mean, maybe he should be.
Yeah, I know.
That's what makes him different and fun to watch.
It is. It's an aggressive every time. Like we just talked about with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
And not doing it, you don't ever have to worry that. The Baker Mayfield. He's coming back looking to strike. He is one of those guys that you're going to have to go, yeah, dude, hey, we don't have to strike every time you drop back to pass. It's okay to throw the check down. So, yes, you're right. I mean, he is looking to drop back and gash a defense. He's not looking to go, oh, gosh, if it's not wide open, I want to throw the check down. That's certainly not his game, and that's what makes him very dangerous.
Let's go to the Twitter question about this game. _Stags wants to know more about the Cleveland offensive line against the Baltimore front seven.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was really the key to the game, okay? And if you've been listening to the pod, okay, I've been asking Cleveland to play through the run game.
Yep.
That's all I've been saying. They have a good run blocking offensive line. It's definitely better than their pass blocking offensive line, okay? And their success of their team at the end of last year was all through the run game. And you saw how talented Nick Chubb is, right? And everything he can do. But it's a diverse use of schemes in the run game, inside, outside zone, pulling guards. They did Y whams, and when I say Y whams, like the tight end is off the line of scrimmage and the defensive tackle's in there and they let the defensive tackle fly up the field and the tight end kind of swipes them from the side. They have that going. They had toss sweeps going with pulling people.
Yeah, what was the 88-yard touchdown run of that sweep?
A little toss sweep. It's with the guard tackle pull out on the edge, right? And they block down, and he found a crease, and his speed, which is special, he had the speed to get through there untouched and make it a track race, and that was amazing. Yes, let alone Baltimore misses C.J. Mosley. They're not as athletic. They're not very athletic on the front seven. They're a size front seven, and yes, their linebackers, their middle linebackers, especially who I like, but they're still getting used to being middle linebackers in the NFL. Yeah, they got caught in some trash a few times where you go, ooh, that guy's got to get out there on the edge. And he didn't get out there to stop the run game in general. But I've been asking the Browns to go underneath the center more.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, they were underneath the center a lot during this football game.
That.
And it made them better with play action and everything else.
I want to ask you about one of the plays. In addition to the 88-yard touchdown run, you commented on that here.
Right.
There was a play in the third quarter. It was a second down. Kind of a harmless, wasn't like a key situation.
Yeah, I know the play you're going to talk about, I think, here.
OBJ, he didn't have a whole lot of production.
No.
But yet on this second down play, He ran like a 2 or 3 yard stop route
Right.
with a seam route behind him.
Right.
They committed 2 defenders to him right away, sprinted up to him and stood there with him as he basically did nothing.
Yes.
And his seam route went way over the top of him. It was one of
Ricky Seals Jr. for a big game.
Turned into one of the biggest plays of the game.
Right. That's the OBJ effect. It's certainly real. You know, whether the stats are there or not, whenever it was a big play, whenever they were in the red zone, OBJ was doubled. And then when he wasn't doubled, it wasn't
even like a quote big play.
No, I know. This is where the problem is on this play you're talking about, because I don't know if I wrote it down, but either way, I know exactly. This is cover 3, and it's Marlon Humphrey's fault, but he's become so obsessed with Odell Beckham Jr., and he's so worried about him, and coach always saying things to him all week, and he played him man-to-man a bunch too in some certain situations. Now, I would argue that he held him about every time he played him man-to-man, and I think that's what ultimately led to the fight they had either way. But this play is cover 3. You saw the safety go down, right, to go towards OBJ.
Yeah.
That was Tony Jefferson. So he's going down there. That's his responsibility. He's really the one that has OBJ on that play. And Marlon Humphrey is supposed to stay back in his third and steal seams. You know, some teams use their cover 3 corners. When you read 2 going vertical, we want you to steal the seam because the buzzing linebacker underneath will take the outside hitch route that you're talking about, the 4 or 5 year. And he just got enamored with OBJ. And he saw OBJ stop, and he said, oh, gosh, they're going to throw it to him. I got to go make a tackle. And he went, oh, gosh, I forgot about my cover 3 responsibility.
Right.
And that's what happened. And that is the OBJ effect, certainly.
And just like last week, in a similar kind of play that the Chiefs ran, they're leaving Earl Thomas in some tough positions. How do you think he's responding? How's he looking?
Yeah, well, Earl Thomas, is still good, but I don't think Earl Thomas is like, I don't look at Earl Thomas on film anymore and go, oh, well, he's special. He's all over the field. I mean, I think Earl Thomas, again, and this is an all-time great, and this is a guy that's going to the Hall of Fame, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he's lost a step.
Well, and the bar was so high.
Yes.
Only 3 years ago, I think he was probably the biggest difference maker in the back end.
No doubt about it.
3 short years ago.
Yes. I mean, him and Cam Chancellor will go down as some of the greatest safety combination duo in the history of the sport. It was special. I mean, he was a speed guy with 2 rockets up his ass, and Cam Chancellor was like a linebacker who could cover like a safety. Right. So it was an unreal combination. But yeah, I think he's still good. I don't think he's the difference maker he once was because he's lost that 6th gear. So you don't see him flying around the field and making as many plays or affecting the quarterback in the pass game.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.